If you could be somebody for a day, who would it be and why?
Morgan Freeman. I've thought about this
Really?
question. Morgan Freeman would definitely be the guy.
Why? I mean,
His wisdom
I
in
feel
his
like I would
voice.
want to be him too, but that's...
It's just knowledge. He could be like, don't eat that cereal, Matthew. And even if it's my favorite cereal, I'll be like, all right, Morgan, you got it. Not eating it. The next thing I know, like 15 spiders crawl out of the box and be like, I told you. And I'm like, all right, Morgan, you're good. I trust you. Done, hands down. I'm going with Morgan Freeman.
Hey guys, it's Tracy in the Young Hollywood studio, and I'm finally sitting next to someone I've been wanting to sit next to for a really long time, Matt
Thank you.
Espinosa.
Thank you so much. Hi, nice to meet you.
King of social media, pretty much. I know you wanted to be an actor growing up, so was it something like you just sort of knew, you know, I gotta like do these comedic sketches, or how did that even come about?
Well, with the whole Vine situation happening, that was kind of in the wave of social media where people were just starting to understand like where social media could go. I didn't really think anything twice of it when I was posting Vines. That wasn't my end goal to become, you know, Vine famous or become famous off this social media platform. I was just kind of being me on this app, you know, how I would be me in class and try to make people laugh. I would be the same way on the app, and I guess one of them, you know, got a little viral, and it kind of started this snowball once I realized that, okay, if one could get this many followers, what does 2 Vines
You're
do?
like, apparently I'm this like
This
comedic
thing.
genius right now. But is it, I mean, it was 6 seconds. You had to like really figure out how to like master it, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't like a simple task, I would assume. Like how long did it
yeah.
take you to actually make like your crazy Vines?
It's funny because like people think, oh, 6 seconds, that took 6 seconds. Nah.
You're like, it actually took like 6 days.
Yeah, yeah, because the thing is, I've done some Vines where it's been such a long process. Yeah, like days just
Yeah.
from editing, just it all putting it together, because it's not like putting a YouTube video together where like it's okay if it gets a little longer because of editing, like you don't really have to focus on that, but you have to get this idea across and make someone laugh within 6.5 seconds. So if you can do that, it won't be easy necessarily, but people think it's easy. So it's really cool that Vine was an app that really allowed people to be creative in their own individual ways.
And then, I mean, you pretty much collabed with like everyone from Nash Greer to Cameron Dallas, Jack and Jack. And then we have to talk about Magcon, because that's sort of how you know, got out
Yeah.
there. And it was this crazy phenomenon. All these fans were just wanting to come do meet and greets and selfies with you.
So Magcon started when I was probably around 100 to 200,000 followers. Long story short, I've already have met, you know, Nash and Cameron and Carter and Caden Stevenson, and the reason I say those names is because we were the first ever people to do the
Yeah.
group Vine channel, and we called it 5DV, and the early fans know about that, but I don't know about the new ones if they know about that. Long story short, I started the account. I told them, I was like, yo guys, this is it. This is the password. This is the username, email, everything. This is it. We
So
have a whole group chat.
was your idea to do this group chat?
Well, yeah, because basically I think we did a Vine once where we all collabed, and then we were like, whoa, this got this big. Let's try this. So we were just talking, I think, on Xbox or something, and when this happened, and then we started, you know, putting it all together. Long story short, I make the account, and I come back after practice, and it's already like 100,000 followers deep. Like, and we didn't even put up any Vines yet.
Wait, like, not like in a day. Like, how long did that take to even?
Oh, practice was probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours long.
Wow.
So we were like, wait, 100,000 people, we moved in an hour and a half
That's
to
insane.
2 hours. We're like, this isn't even like, is this real right now? So it all kind of came together. All of us just gravitated towards each other, and we just became so close, like a family.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
because I mean, half your Vines are like in hotel rooms, just like
Yeah.
jumping on your beds and like
Yeah.
just doing
It was
crazy
such a
stuff.
weird experience, and like weird in the best way possible, of course, because
Yeah.
the fact that it wasn't just me having to go to school Monday to Friday, then flying to a new city to meet fans. It was like Jack and Jack were with me, Taylor, like other kids that were in high school dealing with the exact same scenario that I was in.
Right.
It was really cool because I could relate to them, and I could talk about things with them that I necessarily couldn't talk about with people back at high school, but there was things that I could talk about at high school with my friends from there, but I couldn't talk about with Jack and Taylor and everybody.
Have you had any crazy meet and greet like experience with the people, or like what are your tips to fans?
I guess one of the don'ts is kind of catch me off, like, I mean, I don't get mad at it, but it's like there's times when they'll just jump on me and I don't see them coming. So like I think one time I almost completely fell over, like, and the backdrop like was falling down. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So, like security had to like keep the backdrop up from falling because
Oh my God.
I was just like talking to someone. This girl just like a spider monkey just jumps on me, and koala hugs me,
They
and
have no boundaries.
just like hooks onto me. I'm like, whoa, what? And now I just realize I have this body on me, and it like knocks me back a little bit because I wasn't ready, you know. And I was just like, okay, like let me know next time. I'll prep, you know. I'll catch you. You just kind of caught me, you know, to put that in perspective. But other than that, they like grabbing my butt, so that's, it kind of throws me off when they do that. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, we're doing that. All right, cool. One thing I'll actually go to when they'll ask me if I like have a good pose, I'll be like, oh, do you want to do like the prom pose, like when I'm hugging them from behind, and they're like holding my hand. So I'll usually, that's like my go-to one.
There is a new Magcon going on, but you don't want to be part of that now?
I right now don't.
You have a lot going on, which we'll get to.
Yeah, and you know, I talked to Cameron. I love Magcon. You know, I'm supporting everyone in there. I love what they're doing. I just wanted to kind of do my own thing.
Speaking of which, you just did your first movie, and then your character in the movie, you kind of play like a Justin Bieber type character. You're this like huge pop star.
Yeah, it does have I guess a Justin Bieber pop star like vibe to it, but overall it is a fictional story based on this person who has been famous for 8 to 9 years. He's about in the time of his life where he's really understanding who he wants to be, because he was thrown into it before he needed to understand who he was. He was 11 or 12 when Jordan had to be thrown into this world. So he really wants to learn more about that. So that's when he leaves his tour and he runs into this girl who is wanting to become an artist, become where Jordan's at. But she just doesn't know how to get that out there. She doesn't know how to speak. She doesn't have a voice. So they teach each other about life and who they are through each other.
Was it a challenging thing going from like mobile videos, 6-second vines, and suddenly now you're doing like a full feature-length movie? It
was a learning curve for me, but I feel like it was a bigger learning curve for my fans as well, because I don't know, I really wanted to teach my fans where I wanted to go. I really had to show them, and that was through my skit videos, my scripted videos that I started throwing up on YouTube around 1.5 years ago, and as well as my scripted content that I did on tour.
You headlined your own tour.
Yeah, that
the
was
creative collab tour. I was gonna ask you, what do you do on those tours? Like, how do you?
Well,
is it different every time?
This tour was completely different than any tour I've ever done, or any tour any other social media kid to this day has done.
Really?
I've never seen any other social media kid do a scripted live 1.5 to 2 hour full show, including music in that variety show, as well as like games where we brought fans up. It was all one long. It wasn't like a gap in between. It was like we even brought the musicians in throughout the script. Like they knew when to come out. They had a cue. The musicians had a cue for when they were supposed to come out.
Did you like control all that? I mean,
yeah,
you have a lot of say in how.
Oh yeah, definitely. I had a huge say in it. The idea was so new to have a social media person going on tour to not just meet fans, but to show their talent other than me being a musician, because most people in social media will go into music, and that was something that I made sure I wasn't going to do, because I knew my lane before social media was acting, so I'm going to stick with that. So.
Well, I have a couple of questions. If you could be somebody's hype man, who would it be?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like you are so many people's hype mans, right?
Oh my gosh, I would love to be so many people's hype man. Chance the Rapper, hands down. Logic.
Okay.
Kanye West, if we're talking about his first 3 albums, but that's not to say I don't like his future albums after that. Drake, oh my gosh, Drake. Yo, Drake, hit me up. I'm your hype man.
If you could be somebody for a day, who would it be and why?
Morgan Freeman. I've thought about this
Really?
question, and Morgan Freeman would definitely be the guy.
Why? I mean,
He has wisdom in his
I feel like I would
voice.
want to be him too, but that's.
It's just knowledge. He could be like, don't eat that cereal, Matthew. And even if it's my favorite cereal, I'll be like, all right, Morgan, you got it. Not eating it. And next thing I know, like 15 spiders crawl out of the box, and he's like, I told you. And I'm like, all right, Morgan, you're good. I trust you. Done, hands down. I'm going with Morgan Freeman.
Okay, so your character gets chased down by excited fans of the film. What has been your craziest fan experience?
Probably my craziest fan experience was, it's been multiple times when I was like walking into a public situation where people knew I was going to be at, and I got mobbed from multiple directions, and things that were in my backpack and on my person got taken away, like my Ray-Bans got taken. So that was kind of new. So I didn't take it offensively. Like I just thought like, oh, maybe they just wanted a piece of me. They start reaching in places where normal human beings shouldn't reach if they don't know the person. So that was kind of weird for me, especially like when I was understanding fan mindset.
There is no boundaries when it comes to being a fangirl. I think that's
pretty non-existent boundaries going on. Pretty non-existent.
And then if you could be anyone's first kiss, and this is like a hypothetical situation, it could be a celebrity crush, it could be someone in particular.
But probably Michelle Obama, because she's easily one of the most unattainable woman right on this earth as we speak, president's wife, right? So probably her, Michelle Obama.
So you wouldn't be afraid of like.
You said hypothetical. Hold up. You said hypothetical. Now we're getting logistical,
fine. We'll keep it a hypothetical.
situational.
Interesting. I like these answers.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we have to get to some fan questions really quick because we got a million questions for you. So this is from @MattUpdates. We want to know, when are you going to do a European tour?
Soon. I want to go to Europe so bad. I was there a year and a half ago. I was
Okay.
just there a year and a half ago in London, and that was great. That was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Can't wait to go back.
Okay, you heard it here. Who was the funniest person on set of the movie?
Long story short, there's this guy named Jeffrey on set. Didn't talk that much, and he was only funny to me and my sister because he was like our little spirit animal, I feel like.
Was he in the movie or he was behind the scenes?
Definitely not in the movie. He was just kind of, the behind the scenes type guy, and whenever we would see him, like, yes, Jeffrey. We would just like watch him.
Was he aware that he was so funny to you?
Oh, no.
He was just doing his job.
He was never aware, and I don't think I'll ever let him know. So unless he's seeing this right now, Jeffrey, I love you. Thank you for making each day on set that much better. I really appreciate that. So.
I like that. Well, thank you so much for coming in,
Of
and don't
course.
forget to check out the movie, Be Somebody.
Tell everybody. Tell your neighbor. I mean, maybe even your neighbor's cat, dog. If he has a camel, hit him up too. I don't know.